Selena runs away in panic, seeking refuge in a car where she implores a stranger to help her escape from her family's pursuit. Kevin agrees to drive her away and instructs John to handle the troublemakers. Selena is very grateful, but since she has no money, she gives him snacks as thanks. In order to earn money for her studies, she follows Lucy to work at a bar, since Lucy persuades her to earn more money by working part-time there. Coincidentally, Kevin arrives at the same bar and crosses paths with Selena. At the gathering, Kevin is already a bit intoxicated. While taking a break, he discovers Selena. Recognizing each other, Kevin assumes she is a vain woman, forcing her to drink a glass of alcohol before leaving. Walker comes up with a mischievous plan. Selena sees Lucy being harassed and steps in, but ends up being forced to drink. In reality, Tom had already spiked this drink. Walker directs Lucy to look after the intoxicated Kevin, but inadvertently sends Selena into Kevin's room. Tom and Lucy are very displeased, but yield to Walker's authority. Driven by desire, Selena and Kevin share passionate kisses in bed, spending the night together also. Selena wakes up having already forgotten everything. She mistakenly believes Kevin spiked her drink. Misunderstood and angered, Kevin tosses a bank card to dismiss Selena. Selena returns, but Lucy pretends to know nothing. A month later, Selena discovers that she is pregnant. This fact coincides with Walker. He questions Selena, but she angrily storms off. Walker locates Selena's doctor, learns about the pregnancy, and happily takes the test results. Jealous, Lucy witnesses this. Walker shares the news of Selena's pregnancy with Sophia, who is delighted and plans to visit Selena. Walker brings Kevin to the corridor and informs him that Selena was drugged by Tom that night. Realizing the truth, Kevin intends to find Selena, who wants to have an abortion. However, the doctor reveals that Selena left. At this moment, Walker mentions that he received a bank card from Selena recently. Kevin then realizes that he misunderstood Selena. Selena's mother, Elaine, and her brother, Barton, rush in to take Selena away. Kevin stops the car, but does not see Selena in the back seat. Elaine intends to force Selena to marry Warren. Meanwhile, Kevin finally tracks down Selena's whereabouts. They all continue to pressure Selena, but she refuses to yield. Selena breaks free from the group, planning to jump into the river. Just then, Kevin arrives in time. He apologizes for his previous misunderstandings to Selena. Kevin reaches out to her, clasps her hand, and pulls her into his arms. Exhausted, Selena faints. Kevin angrily lectures Warren and Barton. At this moment, Selena wakes up, realizing she is bleeding. Kevin hastily takes her to the hospital. Fortunately, Selena and the baby are okay. Kevin hopes Selena will marry him, but she mistakenly believes he is a smooth operator who drugged her and refuses to agree. Walker explains that the drink Selena had was spiked by Tom. Despite that, due to their different backgrounds, Selena is reluctant to have much involvement with Kevin. After thanking Kevin for his help, she leaves. In the end, Selena is brought back to Kevin's house by the security guard he arranged. Selena scolds Kevin, but he pretends to be clueless and has the guard stop Selena from leaving. Sophia takes the opportunity to mediate and convinces Selena to stay. Shy, Kevin doesn't dare to express his love for Selena, so Warren and Sophia speak out Kevin's true feelings. It turns out that Kevin has fallen in love at first sight with Selena, but Selena still wants to finish her studies and is not ready to marry early. Therefore, Sophia agrees to let them start as friends. Sophia personally cooks porridge for her, making Selena, who has always been bullied since childhood, feel the warmth. Kevin, out of concern for her, has already arranged for her to take a few days off to rest. They go to a luxury store, where they are looked down upon by the salesperson. Sophia approves of the manager's actions and buys everything, leaving the salesperson regretful. Kevin notices Selena's desire for chocolate, quietly buys some, and surprises her with it. Selena is delighted, and Kevin sweetly feeds her. Watching the sweet scene between the two, Sophia is very pleased. Moreover, Selena tries on many exquisite clothes. Seeing the beautiful Selena, Kevin buys all the clothes, which astonishes her. After spending the afternoon shopping, Selena is a bit tired and can't walk anymore. Kevin tenderly carries Selena on his back, making her feel happy and smile. Selena plans to rest, but Kevin comes in carrying a basin of warm water. Thoughtful Kevin, knowing she's been tired today, decides to personally wash Selena's feet. Not only that, Kevin also massages Selena's feet to relieve fatigue, which pleasantly surprises Selena. However, Selena is still a bit shy, so Kevin comforts her and then leaves. The next day, Selena wakes up to find that the new nanny hired by Sophia is Lucy. Kevin, aware of Lucy's ill intentions, doesn't want her to stay. However, Selena wants to see what Lucy's true motives are, so she agrees to let Lucy stay. Facing Selena, Lucy is still fake. But Lucy tries to seduce Kevin. Taking advantage of Kevin being drunk, she helps him to her room. She plans to get close to Kevin and kiss him, but Kevin slaps her. Selena arrives just in time, and Lucy hastily leaves. Selena takes care of Kevin. In the chaos, Selena ends up in Kevin's arms, and Kevin instinctively embraces her. Lucy's goal wasn't achieved, so she conspires with Elaine to make Selena have an abortion. Selena hears all. On that day, Lucy puts abortion pills in the porridge and hands it to Selena. Just as Selena is about to eat it, Kevin arrives in time and brings her a new bowl of porridge. Kevin, upon learning the truth, tries to find Selena's hometown specialty. With the failed plan, Lucy and Elaine come up with a new bad idea. Lucy deliberately gives Selena Elaine's phone call. Elaine asks Selena to meet alone and offer her money. Then she will stop bothering Selena. Lucy stirs up trouble, causing Selena to ask Kevin for money. However, Selena is in control of everything. Selena and Lucy arrive at an old warehouse. Selena accuses Elaine of being heartless, questioning why she is so cruel to her. However, Elaine feels no guilt, believing that since she gave Selena life. Selena exposes Lucy, revealing that she and Kevin had known all the plans and had set a trap to reveal her true colors. Just as Barton is about to act against Selena, Kevin arrives with a group of bodyguards. Selena speaks out the truth she knows. Selena had already done a DNA test with Elaine and found out she is not Elaine's biological daughter. With the truth exposed, Elaine, enraged, tries to do something wicked with a knife, but is restrained by the bodyguards Kevin brought. Elaine, Barton, and Lucy, who are all malicious, face karma. Despite their pleas for mercy, Selena remains unfazed. Lucy is forced to drink porridge. Barton is compelled to eat counterfeit money, and Elaine is slapped by the bodyguards. Finally, Elaine admits the truth from years ago, revealing that she had malicious intentions and had abducted the newborn Selena from the hospital. The information about Selena's biological mother is finally discovered. To ensure accuracy, Selena pulls out a few strands of her own hair for testing. On this day, they wait for Selena's biological mother to arrive. Unexpectedly, billionaire Rita shows up, much to everyone's surprise. Rita is extremely happy about Selena's return. Since Selena went missing, she has shed tears and exhausted all means to find her. However, finding the missing Selena is like finding a needle in a haystack. Over the years, there have been too many imposters claiming to be Selena, hence Rita's caution. Rita is not pleased that Selena is with Kevin and is angry about Selena being pregnant with Kevin's child. However, she does not see the child as a tool to bind parents and is willing to respect Selena's wishes. Moreover, because Rita is capable, the child is not a burden to her. In her mind, Selena's happiness is the most important, so she will not approve of Kevin until Selena is sure of her feelings. Despite Kevin trying to dissuade Rita, she remains unmoved. Rita takes Selena to pay respects to her father. Muir passed away unexpectedly after Selena went missing. Kevin quietly gives Selena strength, and she gratefully tightens her grip on his hand. All of this is witnessed by Monica. Surprisingly, Monica is Rita's adopted daughter. Monica pretends to welcome Selena back with false sincerity. The innocent Selena happily embraces her. At that moment, Rita discovers that Selena and Monica attended the same university. Rita plans to take Selena home, but Kevin is reluctant to be apart from Selena, leading to an argument between the two. Caught in the middle, Selena feels extremely awkward. After much consideration and preparation for an upcoming competition, she decides to stay at school for a while. Out of respect for Selena, both Kevin and Rita eventually agree. At this point, Monica steps forward, promising to take good care of Selena. However, before returning to school, Rita still wants to take Selena home for a visit. Looking at the room Rita has kept for her, Selena is deeply moved. Not only that, over the years, Rita has also been preparing gifts for her. This makes Monica very jealous. Selena chooses a delicate necklace to wear around her neck. On the other hand, Walker is greatly shocked to learn about Selena's identity. It turns out that Rita also gifts the props prepared for Selena's competition. Kevin drives Selena back to school, reluctant to see her leave, but still thoughtful enough to help her prepare her backpack. After getting off the car, Selena shakes hands with an encounter, a senior named Ward, which makes the jealous Kevin interrupt their conversation. Ward is very curious about Kevin's identity, and to avoid misunderstandings, Selena pretends that Kevin is her brother and asks for his cooperation. Ward has strong design skills, so Selena plans to seek his advice. While Ward and Selena are talking, Kevin intentionally makes some noise and causes disruptions. Ward gets a bit annoyed and ends up kicking Kevin out. Kevin watches them happily conversing, jealousy clouding his judgment, leading to him leaving with Selena. Selena, feeling guilty, tries to please Kevin, but they end up arguing. At this moment, Ward approaches and gives Selena a work by a designer she particularly admires, much to her surprise. Seeing this, Kevin contacts the designer and arranges to meet under the condition of exchanging the designer's work for Ward's gift, which he then throws into the trash. Witnessing her favorite designer in front of her, Selena is overjoyed. Seeing Ward defeated, Kevin feels very triumphant about that. On this day, Selena is painting. Monica deliberately brings a group of people to trouble Selena. They use words to provoke Selena, believing that she is not capable of winning the competition. They maliciously tear up Selena's artwork, leading Selena to angrily slap them. The argument escalates quickly, and they start quarreling in the classroom, tearing Selena's work in the chaos. At this moment, Monica pretends to intervene, stopping the commotion and driving the troublemakers away. Not only that, Monica lies and deceives Selena, claiming that Rita didn't actually care much about her whereabouts during her absence. These words deeply hurt Selena, making her believe that she isn't important to Rita, leading her to tear up Rita's gift with tears in her eyes and throw it all in the trash. Despite this, Monica pretends to comfort Selena, constantly provoking her, causing Selena to leave in sadness. Monica smugly takes photos and sends them to Rita, saying that Selena is not satisfied with Rita's efforts, aiming to sow discord between Rita and Selena emotionally. Ward is planning to confess his feelings to Selena. Selena initially wants to leave, but is pushed back in. Ward expresses his feelings to Selena, hoping she will be his girlfriend. Feeling somewhat helpless, Selena is then intentionally confronted by Monica, who tries to instigate and persuade Selena to agree. Selena firmly refuses, but Ward continues to persist. Kevin steps forward, embraces Selena, asserts his dominance, and leaves with Selena. Ward and Monica are left feeling downhearted. Monica seizes the opportunity to provoke Ward, eventually persuading him to join forces with her, intending to sabotage Kevin and Selena's relationship. Ward finally agrees to that. Kevin leads Selena to a nearby small garden. He is deeply bothered by Selena being confessed to and is extremely jealous. Kevin values his pride and doesn't dare to admit his jealousy, so Selena playfully teases him. Seeing Kevin's jealousy, Selena boldly expresses Kevin's importance to her and her love for him. Kevin is somewhat surprised by this, and, looking at the adorable Selena, can't help but kiss her. The two lovingly kiss on campus and ultimately confirm each other's feelings. Kevin finally admits that he feels jealous about Selena being confessed to. At that moment, Kevin's assistant approaches. It turns out Kevin is worried that Selena might be bullied at school, so he has arranged a group of bodyguards. This ensures Selena's safety when Kevin is not around. Selena looks at Kevin's thoughtfulness and can't help but smile. Selena is very pleased and happily accepts. Selena is designing her own work when Monica says that Rita has arranged some blind dates for her and, despite Selena's refusal, takes her away. However, the blind date location turns out to be a bar, and these so-called quality guys are just a group of troublemakers brought by Monica. These troublemakers intentionally behave inappropriately toward Selena, while Monica seizes the opportunity to take photos. Only when Selena firmly fights back do these troublemakers agree to leave. At this moment, Selena's bodyguards rush in and scold these troublemakers. However, Selena suddenly feels unwell and is eventually taken to the hospital. Fortunately, Selena is okay, and Kevin and Sophia are very concerned about Selena's health. Selena takes the opportunity to share everything she just went through, which deeply saddens Kevin. Rita arrives at the hospital, but Selena mistakenly believes that Rita orchestrated everything, so she is very indifferent to Rita's care and ultimately leaves sadly with Kevin. This also leaves Rita somewhat disheartened. Kevin, in order to spend more time with Selena, puts on a school uniform and enters Selena's classroom. Selena looks at the handsome Kevin and is happy. The two engage in playful banter in the classroom, creating a very sweet atmosphere. Not only that, Kevin has prepared a surprise, a beautiful watch, for Selena. The joyful scene between the two stings Monica's heart. On the day of the competition, Rita initially planned to announce Selena's identity before the match. However, due to Selena's request and for the sake of fairness in the competition, Rita dismissed the idea. On the other hand, Walker is curious why Kevin hasn't arrived at Selena's competition yet. Little did he know, Kevin plans to arrive after Selena wins to surprise her. They are all filled with excitement about Selena's potential win, so they prefer not to disturb her before the competition. As time passes during the competition, Selena is very surprised that Kevin has not yet arrived, which leaves her feeling somewhat disappointed. However, Selena's design work has been replaced by Monica with a scandal involving Selena. Walker rushes to the platform, attempting to spread rumors about her chaotic personal life. Rita wants to intervene, but is stopped by Monica. The principal is furious about Selena's scandal. He demands that Selena withdraw from the competition immediately, leave the school, and drop out. Selena argues logically, accusing Walker of spreading lies. She accuses the principal of unfairly judging her without respecting her dignity as a student. However, Selena's words fail to gain anyone's trust. Sandy deliberately says ambiguous things to provoke Selena. At this moment, Kevin also arrives at the scene, shocking everyone. Kevin lovingly embraces Selena and admits that he is the father of the child. He instructs his men to reprimand Sandy and Walker for spreading rumors. Monica, afraid of being exposed, intentionally steps forward to smooth things over. The truth comes to light, and Selena wants to continue competing. Kevin has already had Selena's design turned into clothing. Monica still questions Selena's work, so Kevin presents the design sketches. Unsurprisingly, Selena wins the competition. Everyone present is happy for her. Selena hugs Kevin joyfully. Rita then announces Selena's identity, and the principal regrets his actions, but it's too late. Rita is extremely proud of Selena's achievement and decides to gift her a stake in her company. That shocks Selena. Everyone is happy for her. Monica, consumed by jealousy, harbors an even more malicious plan. Monica seizes the opportunity while taking Selena to change clothes and has her kidnapped. Selena then realizes that Sandy, Monica, and Walker all want to harm her. At this moment, Sophia also notices Selena's disappearance. Rita and the others are very worried. Monica is determined to kill Selena. However, Sandy and the others hope to use Monica to extort money and stop her. Monica is very angry. On the other hand, Rita learns that all this is Monica's plan. Using the watch, they locate Selena's position and quickly set off to rescue her. Monica suddenly discovers that her funds are frozen. To seek wealth, they call Rita, threatening that if she wants to save Selena, she should prepare a sum of money. At this moment, Kevin arrives at the scene with a group of bodyguards. They engage in a fight with the kidnappers, and Kevin takes the opportunity to untie Selena. However, the thugs still attempt to harm Selena, but are fortunately stopped by the bodyguards. Through this incident, Selena also sees Kevin's sincerity and love. Sandy and Walker also receive the appropriate lesson. Rita also arrives at the scene. She is greatly disappointed in Monica's actions, slaps her, and decides to sever ties with her. Rita also recognizes Kevin's sincerity and finally approves of him as her son-in-law. Kevin also promises to take good care of Selena. After enduring various hardships, Kevin and Selena happily kiss each other. Selena also successfully graduates from university. On this day, Kevin arrives at the scene with their 2 children, and Selena is very happy to see them. Kevin goes down on one knee, completes the proposal ceremony for Selena. The two not only achieve happiness, but also receive blessings from their family members.